Hello again. I now want to do a series of tapping for losses. People lost their children, their spouse, their family members, animals. Now, this series of tapping is not for these people. Now, that's going to take much more counseling and a longer period and all kind of intervention for these people to be able to recover. This is for the people who watch that happening on the news or heard the story. I was deeply affected when I heard about mom, dad, and child being on the roof of their house. The roof collapsed, the husband and the child disappeared, and the mom got caught and in some I don't know, in some beams, and she was rescued. And it seems I was taking on her story on myself. I was deeply affected for days until I did the tapping, and that got released. But I felt it was happening to me. And sometimes we, especially if we are an empath, we pick up the story for ourselves. So I think it's important to do the tapping for that, to release what we've heard, what we witnessed, and what we took on ourselves. So let's get started. Again, we start on the side of our hands, one way or the other. And maybe before you start, ask yourself, how deeply am I affected by this on a level of 0 to 10? 0 being, no, it doesn't bother me at all. 10 is, yeah, I really, really feel it. So the tapping will help you with that. And then you want to continue the tapping. I'll just do the round one time, but you can do it over and over. And then until it goes to 0 and you feel a release. There is no reason that we carry that on. It doesn't help these people, but we are affected, aren't we? Another story I heard was about two sisters, their parents, and a child that were on the roof. And again, the roof collapsed, and the two sisters ended up being stuck there, and the parents and the child disappeared in the water. So that's another one that really affected me. So that's why I did that series of tapping. Even though I saw this mother lose her son and her parents in such a tragic way, I feel shattered. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even though I feel overwhelming grief and can't believe that this woman lost everything. I honor these feelings, but I can let them go. So this grief is so overwhelming. I can't believe they are gone. I feel this deep sorrow in my heart. I feel broken by the loss. It hurts so much when I think about it. I feel like I'll never be over seeing this and hearing this. The pain feels so unbearable. I'm consumed by the grief for them and the sadness that they must experience. And then we reframe it because we need to let that go. We cannot grieve for the whole planet. So many people are suffering. So I honor my grief, but I don't have to hold on to it. I can remember that they had loving relationships without having to hold on to the pain. I release just a little bit of this sadness. I honor their love and the time they had together. I send love to their heart and peace to their mind and mine. I choose to let go a little bit of this overwhelming grief. I'm finding a small moment of peace. I choose to remember that they experienced love and they don't have to hold onto the pain, and I don't have to hold onto their pain. Take a deep breath in, release, hold your wrist, and say peace. That was a very tough one. And again, I have another script that I prepared, surviving the tragedy of losing a loved one. So there is something in the tapping technique that's called surrogate tapping. We tap for somebody because they cannot do it, and it helps alleviate their pain. We may experience it, but doing the tapping as if we were them might be quite helpful for them as well. So let's do a round like a surrogate. Even though I survived, but my husband and son didn't. And I feel so guilty and broken. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even though I feel so much pain that I couldn't save them. I honor my feelings and my sorrow. I feel so much guilt for surviving. I wish I could have saved them. It's so painful that I'm here and they are not. I feel broken and devastated. I'm overwhelmed by this loss. I don't know how to move forward. This guilt is so heavy. I don't know how to carry this pain. And then we do a reframe saying, I honor my survival, even though it's painful. I can release some of this guilt just a little bit. I choose to remember the love we had instead of holding on to the guilt. I survived, and I can honor them by living. I release the need to carry all this guilt. I send love to their memories and peace to my heart. I choose to honor their lives with peace in mind. I'm finding a way to release some of this guilt and pain. Deep breath in, release, hold your wrist, and say peace or love. Now, many people also lost their animals, and reading this story really affected me. The horses, the dogs, the chicken, it seems it was never ending. So I did a script for the tapping also for animals. Even though I lost one of my horses, my dog, my chicken, my cat, and the other may still be missing, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's so painful to lose them like this, and I feel responsible, I honor my love for them and my feeling of loss. Again, we do that as surrogate. I feel so sad that I lost my horses or my dog or my cat. I feel responsible and guilty. It's heartbreaking to think about it. I don't know how to deal with this loss. I'm overwhelmed with sadness and worry. I wish I could have done more to save them. I feel so much sorrow for my horses, dog, cats, chicken. This loss is so painful. And then we reframe. I honor my love for my horses, my dogs, my cats, my chicken, and the bond we share. I release some of this sadness and guilt. I did my best to save them. I send peace to my heart and healing to my spirit. I choose to remember the love we shared, not just the loss. I release the guilt and allow some peace in. I choose to honor the memory with love. I'm finding peace even in the face of this loss. And again, deep breath in, let it go, peace and love. Okay, I'm going to continue and do one more series, but keep doing this one. If you've been affected, and I think we are affected, there is so many bad news. There is tornado, there is hurricane, there is fires. It seems everywhere in the world when you look at the news, if you look at the news, we cannot just look at that. There is also good things happening. But if that touches you, do the tapping and do them over and over. It just takes a few minutes. The whole series, when I teach the complete series of tapping, takes 35 seconds. So it's more long to explain, but very fast to do so. Do it, and I'll see you soon.